You know? I mean, karma's a beep. I mean, it really is. And Ted Cruz was groomed at a young age in politics from his father being, siding with Castro and the revolution in Cuba to going around the state of Texas with a group and an organization reciting the Constitution and having the Constitution memorized and teaching people about the Constitution, to now he's served for different politicians. He's helped other politicians. He's been in political life all his life. And now he's 45 years old, and in his career of being a politician, this is the pinnacle of his career. I think, and he did give a speech this past week before South Carolina. The speech fell so flat, and all the critics were like, dude, you sound like a lawyer. You've got to get personal with these people.
He's always sounded that way.
And that's a problem. He's not connecting with people.
So okay, check out. So I found the article. It's on. Have you ever heard of Vox.com?
Oh, yeah.
They are so liberal. So I thought, ooh, what's this article going to be? Surprisingly, maybe I'm biased because I do think that this needs to be brought up and needs to be settled. The birther issue with regards to Cruz. So maybe I'm a little biased, but I thought this was a great article. So it's titled, Bad News for Ted Cruz. His eligibility for president is going to court. And so, of course, I couldn't wait to read this, but basically it's saying that the Circuit Court of Cook County in Chicago has agreed to hear a lawsuit on Senator Ted Cruz's eligibility for president, virtually ensuring that the issue dominates the news in the run-up to the South Carolina primary, which it hasn't. Blasting Vox real quick here, it didn't. However, as long as this hearing is going to continue to go on, it will eventually start to become a news item, as long as he's still running for president.
Right. Well, I'll let you go on. But if he skips back into second place over Rubio, I think this will grab traction.
But
he's fallen to third.
That's true.
If he's neck and neck with Kasich,
and nobody's going to care.
I don't think this will ever be an issue.
He's going to have to show that he's a real threat to be the primary or the GOP nominee.
He's tied with Rubio for delegates at 10 and 11.
And they're both way behind Trump so far.
At 61.
Right. So the fact that he's not even really a serious threat, whatever. So Cruz was born in Canada to a U.S. mother and a non-citizen father. The Constitution requires presidents to be, quote, natural-born citizen, but what exactly that requires hasn't been settled in court, which that's boy.
We need to settle this in court.
So the
lay
article,
down the law and be exactly what it is.
The reason the article's great is because it really breaks down exactly what all the different sides are saying about what natural born means and what that means for Cruz and any other possible. They even go to, this great article, we should probably post it up on Sick Bias. In fact, by the time you...
Sure. I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll put it up. We'll put it up. So basically, I'll summarize it real quick. It talks about how there are some people in the conservative wing of the Republican Party that believe that natural-born citizenship comes from being a natural-born subject from England. And the reason that it would come from that is because up until the Constitution was written, all of the founders were British subjects.
Right.
And there was a definition of natural-born subject. So when it came to writing the new Constitution, when they changed it to natural-born citizen, they would have understood it to mean an equivalent to natural-born subject. And so based on that definition, which that's a loose tie, they never wrote, oh, well, we came up with this from that. It's kind of we're inferring that must be what they meant, that the person would have to have two parents, both natural or they're both
naturalized. Because that would be impossible. Right.
Just citizens.
Right.
Both citizens and born on U.S. soil. And that, now keep in mind, that is a minority belief at this point.
What if they have dual citizenship?
You mean the parents?
Yeah.
I would say that that's probably okay. If you let's say you are a
Canadian.
You're Canadian, but you went through the naturalization process to become a U.S. citizen, and you've succeeded, and you're a citizen.
Okay.
And somehow you got dual citizenship, whatever. And maybe both parents are dual citizens. If your child is born on U.S. soil, or for whatever reason, on soil that would allow you, like say a base overseas.
Okay. Ramstein in Germany.
Okay. So you're
largest
born
base in Europe.
Yeah,
is in Germany.
Right. Somehow you otherwise would be eligible to be considered born on U.S. soil.
Right.
And both parents are citizens. They don't have to be natural born citizens, but citizens. Then you would be eligible for president in their opinion. But then it goes on to explain in this article about how there's other people that believe in the 14th Amendment thing where,
Emancipation Proclamation.
You chuck a pregnant woman over the wall, and that child is born, natural born, and so is eligible for
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
What? Who said that?
Malcolm X.
Oh, okay. So Malcolm X is eligible to be president if he was still alive.
See, they really the Emancipation Proclamation gave former slaves, if you were shipped over here from...
Oh, no, the 14th Amendment, not the Emancipation Proclamation. The 14th Amendment.
Correct.
Which is the amendment that allows anybody born in America at all...
Right, and that was specifically...
to be a citizen.
Right, and that was because of the slaves of that day.
And it was written many, 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 many years after the founding of America.
Because when Portugal, Spain... and Britain,
France, all of them, yeah.
When Europe picked slaves up from Africa, shipped them to the Americas
to do the labor,
they were never given citizenship because they were owned as...
They were property.
Like, all intents and purposes, like you would own a cow, a horse. They were cattle. They were
literally property, yeah.
Correct. Mm-hmm. So there was no citizenship whatsoever. So when the founding fathers of America decided that we are going to break this tradition of slavery because we don't believe in it, we're Christians, and then it rolled on and on and on, and finally in 1865, around we had the Civil War. The only country only country ever known to fight a civil war in order to free part of their people. Just amazing. There's other reasons for it, but that was another reason. That they decided that, okay, now what do we do with their slaves? They're not slaves, they're free.
There was an argument over whether or not they were citizens or not, and how do we deal with that? And so that's when they came up with the 14th Amendment, which pretty much said, all right, look, if you're born on U.S. soil, you're a citizen.
Now, liberals have skewed the living berserk out of that by saying chucking a baby is green card. I mean citizen.
Well, if you're able to chuck your pregnant wife over the wall that Trump builds, and it lands on U.S. soil, and the baby's born right then and there, that child is eligible to be president.
Or if she stows away in the wheel well of a 747 and gives birth while in the air over the continental United States.
Okay.
That baby would then be a citizen.
Oh, boy. And then
if she gives birth on a plane over the continental United States, it's a citizen.
Forget that. Eligible to be president.
Right. How?
No, here's the worst part. So the argument is, as long as one parent is a citizen
of some sorts, doesn't have to be born here.
Somehow a citizen.
That parent could have been chucked over the fence.
All right, so here's an example. Let's say a man comes over into America illegally across the southern border, marries a woman that is a citizen, he becomes a citizen by marriage. He then immediately gets a divorce, goes over to Singapore, and gets a prostitute pregnant. That child is eligible to be pregnant, or eligible to be president.
How does that make any sense? Okay, folks, seriously, I know you're with us on this. I understand you're with, but we're just giving you food for thought. Think of it in many different angles. In all reality, it's just common sense. There's a law in place that people are abusing and taking advantage of the law.
Absolutely, and that's the problem. Here's my take on Cruz, and I
liberals are always screaming about loopholes. Cut out the loopholes.
My gosh,
corporate loopholes.
This eligibility to be
is
president,
a loophole.
And the only reason why I'm making such a huge deal about it is because we have a current president who is a fox in the henhouse, and it may not be that he would be ineligible to be president. That is the reason why America is being sold down the river. It may be that if Barack Obama's father was a citizen when he was born.
Which father are we talking about?
Okay, the father that everybody else thinks is his real father.
From Kenya. Kenyan father.
It may be that that's just incidental. But wouldn't it be nice to know that at least that would have saved us?
Could you imagine?
From pulling the temple down on our head.
8 years of pure, unadulterated
destruction.
Yes.
Yes. So now here's the thing.
No. You know what they would have done? They would have come up with something else. They've been like, yeah, Frank Marshall Davis is his dad.
This is his real dad, right?
But he doesn't believe in that stuff.
Okay.
That his dad believed in.
It didn't matter. You heard Reverend Wright. We heard what he said. He was the preacher at his church that he went to for 20 years. He married him.
Right. Carrie, you don't understand. He was saying that God should come down and damn America for all these sins.
Right. And so he hates America, which is why he shouldn't be president. Yes. So it didn't matter that the people that really mattered in Barack Obama's life hated America.
All right.
It didn't matter.
No, it didn't matter.
Right. But at least we would have had a little bit of a something.
So if they could please, for those of you supporting Cruz, I'm with you wholeheartedly.
I think he would be a great president.
I guarantee that he would be miles better than Rubio, miles better than anybody the Democrats could ever string up.
I would not even mind if he gets elected president this time. What I would prefer is if he really truly cared about Constitution originalism and the beliefs and the will of the founders. He should come out and say, all right, look, we need to revisit this and rewrite it and reform it so that we don't let the fox in the henhouse anymore. Sure, that may have made me ineligible, but guess what? We're going to retro do this and whatever. And from here on out, we made the mistake with Barack Obama, and you guys can argue you made the mistake with me, but we're not going to make that mistake anymore. That's what I would like him to come out and say.
And just get a finalized judgment from a judge. Get something.
Oh, well, you're saying before he becomes president.
Yes, get something.
Okay, well, that could be a problem. So Vox is saying this could make him ineligible, but better now than after he gets nominated GOP nominee.
Yes, if he is nominated the GOP.
Here's my argument. I'm okay.
The GOP candidate.
If they never make him ineligible, it never gets brought up. I would like that if he were to become president, he says, listen, I don't think the founders would have approved of me being eligible. So let's fix that now. I would like for him to say that.
See, I'm grandfathered in for this 4
years.
Yes.
Yes.
But when I run in 4 years from now, I can't run.
Wait till he gets reelected.
Yeah, wait for the reelection. Or no, sign the paperwork that it goes into effect a year after his reelection. Right.
Yes. Okay. And I'm totally cool with that. But we can't let foxes in the henhouse anymore.
No, definitely. Absolutely not. So, did you hear about... I'll bring this up because this has kind of been going on in the back news story, and we haven't brought it up. I know we've talked about it in the past, but the whole Clive and Bundy ordeal.
Talking about what happened up in Oregon?
Right.